In recent years, more and more people have decided to live vegan. What does this even do to us and the earth? And maybe all people should become vegans. What do you even eat as a vegan? Or better asked, what aren't you? As a vegan, you do without all animal products, cheese, milk, eggs, and of course meat. So this diet is purely vegetable. Basically, it can be said that we should all eat more plants, no matter what diet. But are plant products enough to eat a balanced and healthy diet? The answer is yes. As claimed, vegans would often lack nutrients. But is that true? No. Some nutrients, such as calcium, omega-3, or vitamin B12, are a little more difficult to get in a vegan diet. But there are enough alternatives and vegan sources. And in case of need, you can also take a tablet with the nutrients. But in order to design your meals in such a way that all nutrients are contained, time and knowledge is needed in those who do not have them or are very susceptible to certain deficiencies. Must be careful and consider whether a vegan diet would be beneficial. Apart from these points, a vegan diet even has some advantages over other forms of nutrition. Vegans are usually closer to the reference values for the intake of proteins, carbohydrates, and fat. In addition, they have a higher intake of fiber, vitamin C and A, as well as magnesium. According to the German Society for Nutrition, they also have a lower risk of diseases caused by poor nutrition. These include, for example, obesity and diabetes. Of course, you can also eat unhealthy and badly as a vegan. The world's population is growing and growing, which means that we have to feed more and more people. This increases the consumption of meat, especially in the industrialized countries. For this reason, we deforest rainforest every year, among other things, in order to plant more and more food, and, of course, to be able to keep more animals. This is not only extremely inefficient, but also totally bad for the environment. Global animal husbandry accounts for as much as 14.5% of man-made emissions. This is due on the one hand to the animals themselves, on the other hand, but also to the processing of the animals. If we all had a vegan diet, the space that is now used to grow animal feed could be used to grow plants that we can eat directly. In addition, forests could be replanted in some places where animals were kept, which would increase biodiversity and reduce CO2 levels again. In short, it would make many easier and would be much better for the environment. Due to a decrease or a complete renunciation of meat, many jobs would of course be lost. But of course, many new jobs would also be created in the growing vegan industry and agriculture. Many more vegan and vegetarian products have already been sold in recent years, and the market is getting bigger and bigger. In addition, we would relieve the health system extremely, as we would all eat less meat. We can now use all the money that is saved in other areas. Of course, you can't say directly that everyone's meat is a bad person. But everyone who is meat should be aware that an animal has died for its enjoyment, what in most cases had to suffer in his short life. In addition, there is no justification and no humane way to kill a living being who wants life. It is virtually impossible for all people to become vegans in the next few years. But just like people in countries where we don't have to worry about food, we should think carefully about it and in any case minimize our meat consumption. The whole thing is still only an ethical but also health and economic question. But in all respects, we would have advantages through a vegan diet. To learn more about the topic, we can highly recommend the documentary Dominion and the movie The Game Changers. That's it. Ciao!